everyone. Welcome back to Breakpoint Breakdown. Not really a daily roundup today. It's a little bit of a different show. We got a preview show going today for the big semifinals we got tomorrow on the men's side. Uh, it's all chalk. It's 1, 6, 8, and 2, but you could probably argue that number 6 and number 8 were the favorites to get out of their
Yeah.
respective quarters. But yeah, looking forward to the semifinals. But before we get to that, we'll talk a little bit about the first women's semifinal that we had today. Sabalenka, world number one, she's into the final, takes out Iga Swiatek, the fifth seed, 7-6, 4-6, and then a bagel in the third. And
So
Chase, how long did you say that third set was?
22 minutes in total.
22 minutes is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
really bad. I don't know, I don't know what the skill gap between like Sabalenka and the rest of the tour is on the women's side, but it has to be like detrimental if this is like the match that we're getting in a third set in a semifinal. That's crazy.
No, that's like the biggest rivalry on the women's side as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's like
Yeah.
Yannick, except Yannick has Alcaraz to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabalenka far and away the number one on the women's side, a bit like Sinner on the men's side. Sinner, far and away the number one on the men's side. Swiatek was the three-time defending champion, and she was on a 26 match win streak at the French. A little bit like that's like Rafa numbers right
That's
there.
off the number. She was going for number four, huh?
Yeah, four in a row and her fifth at the French.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So she's gonna drop to number seven now.
That's a pretty big drop, man. I mean, I feel like she'll
Yeah,
get it back though. I don't know about Wimbledon for her, but I think she'll get it back over time for sure.
yeah. Her
Yeah.
points were heavy towards the clay court season, so
Yeah.
doesn't have many points to defend now. Sabalenka takes on Goff in the final to 1 versus 2 on the women's side. That's good for the women's game. 1 versus 2. Head to
Yeah.
head is 5-5-5, and Sabalenka won when they played in the final in Madrid.
If Goff can get our game going on clay, then I mean, hopefully it'll be a good match. I mean, 1 and 2, everybody expects a great match from that. So I don't know what to expect, but we'll see. We'll see what happens for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Sabalenka to win.
Yeah, I'm probably picking Sabalenka to win too. She's been
Yeah,
dominating the women's tour forever now.
I'll go 3 sets though, but I'll pick Sabalenka. But we got 1 versus 2 on the women's side, and we could get 1 versus 2 on the men's side. When was the last? Do you know when the last time we got 1 versus 2 on men's and women's side was?
Actually, no, I don't.
All right, we're gonna have to look that up and figure that out maybe by the end of the show. But that's all we got for that. That's a great final on the women's side. But we are here to preview the men's semifinals, and let's start with the first one that we got tomorrow. It's gonna be Musetti, the 8th seed, against Alcaraz, the defending champion and the number 2 seed. Head to head is 5-1 Alcaraz, and Alcaraz has won the last five. But some of them have been competitive, and we actually have some matches to go off of this year. We had 2 matches in the clay court season. Uh, Monte Carlo final, I don't think we can look into
Yeah,
that
Musetti
one.
got cramped. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Musetti was injured. He couldn't move in the third set. It was a bagel. So let's not really talk about that one. But the Rome semifinal, they played like 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was 6-3, 7-6 for Alcaraz, but it was a long match. It was 2 hours. It was competitive. It was a bit of a windy day as well. And they both made a lot of unforced errors, but Musetti made more. Chase, what are your early thoughts here?
My early thoughts on here, like coming into this match, is literally just a matter of how well Alcaraz can play offense. Because we both know Musetti is a defensive player on clay.
Yeah.
I don't really, like I said before, I don't think he can play effective offense. And Alcaraz moves around the ball very well. With the amount of spin that Musetti hits, Alcaraz will be able to get around like the ball a lot with his inside out forehand, like we said before, how he established that against Paul. I mean, I see Alcaraz winning this in probably 3 or 4 as well. To be honest with you, with the level that he's played the whole tournament and the way he's moving and everything he has in his bag, I don't see Musetti putting up that much of a fight.
Yeah, I'm interested in how the conditions will be tomorrow because I think it's supposed to be cold, but it might rain as well. If it rains, the roof will be closed, and I don't think it'll make a big difference in this match. But I think the roof being closed, I think that does help Musetti because we know he's a defensive player, right? If the roof is open, Alcaraz gets more jump on his ball, especially on that forehand, and he can run around. Uh, I don't know. We know Musetti on the defense. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna have to up the aggression though. Probably not gonna have chip as much. He's probably gonna have to hit more topspin backhands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Alcaraz in four. I want to give Musetti a set though. I think he will figure out a way to get a set, probably like the third set, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I could definitely see him getting a set, which is why I said 4-3 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have anything else really to say on that match?
I mean, not really. I mean, yeah, Carlos has been about Carlos's return stance. So he's getting much more aggressive than he was in 2024. In 2024, he was like climbing the ladder, like playing like 5, 6 feet off the baseline, like Rafa was. Now I'm seeing him like coming up like to the baseline, basically just attacking balls, and it's working really well from what I've seen so far on the tour and the
Yeah,
place. Yeah,
that's good to see from Alcaraz,
yeah,
being more offensive. But yeah, it just suits Alcaraz well. Alcaraz just loves playing the one handers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Playing the one-handed is a specialty. I don't see him losing this at all, to be honest.
Yeah. So Alcaraz, he's had a pretty comfortable road. He should make the final. But the semifinal that I think everyone is excited for, it's a heavyweight clash. It's the world number one Yannick Sinner. He takes on the 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic. That's the semifinal. It'll be not before 7 local in Paris. Their head-to-head is 4-4. It's split down right. It's split right down the middle. But Sinner's won the last 3, and he's won the last 4 out of 5 as well. So Sinner's really dominated this matchup lately. The last meeting was the Shanghai final, which Sinner won in straight sets. Uh, they haven't really played on clay. Their first meeting was on clay, but it was when Sinner was a teenager. Djokovic was number one, and Djokovic won easily 4 and
Yeah.
2 in Monte Carlo. Not much to go off of there, but go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've said this before like 3 times now, I think. Sinner literally plays Novak's game, except just much more aggressive and like
Yeah,
consistently on the baseline and taking balls on the rise. As to compared to Novak, he takes balls on the rise, but especially playing his match against Zverev with how tired he is coming into this, even if he does manage to beat Yannick, which I think he could do, but he would have to outpower Yannick and just counter push his way to scaring Yannick away from playing the offense that he's usually playing, especially with his service stance being with like close to the baseline as well, taking serves on the rise and just as high as you can, just smashing down. I mean, I don't see Djokovic even putting up a fight against Alcaraz, even if he does make it to the final. Alcaraz makes it because he would be too gassed from this match, to be honest. I mean, winning this match would show that he can still compete. Like we saw before, he can compete. He beats Zverev in 4 sets, and then world number
yeah.
3. I mean, if he's able to pull off this win, and then, like I said, hypothetically play Carlos in the final, and then beat Carlos, dude. I mean, this is not much more to testimony about him being the goat, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. I have Yannick winning in 4-3. I feel like he's gonna outpower Novak, and he hasn't dropped the service game in forever. So we're gonna have to see what
Oh
happens
yeah.
with that. Yeah,
He hasn't lost serve since is it the first round? Since the first round, he hasn't lost serve.
I believe first or second. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
pretty that's very impressive, especially on
Mhm.
clay. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah, so I'm interested. We talked about in our preview, in our draw preview that we did a couple weeks ago, because we had both of these matchups. But when we were talking about Sinner versus Djokovic, we talked about how Sinner is one of the few players that is able to hit through Djokovic. We talked about that, and I'm also interested in the conditions for this match, more for this match maybe than the other match. I think if the roof is closed, I think it helps Djokovic because I think the roof being closed helps the underdogs. Djokovic and Musetti are obviously the underdogs in these matches. I think the roof helps them. They won't be able to be overpowered there. But yeah, I think Djokovic is gonna have to mix it up here as well, though, against Sinner. I don't know if I mean if Sinner's on top of the baseline, he probably shouldn't use the drop shot too much, but I
Yeah.
think he should just to change it up. I think he should come to the net. I think he should serve and volley just to change it up. Try to throw Sinner off his rhythm. He can probably do that. I'm sure Bublik probably tried doing that, but Djokovic can execute that better than Bublik. So I think he should do that. And I think Djokovic is going to have to make, he's probably going to have to make north of 70% of his first serves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sorry to cut you off, but what you said about Bublik trying drop shots, I watched like a little bit. I got to get to see a little bit of the Sinner and Bublik match. Every time Bublik hit a drop shot, since Sinner plays like basically on the baseline, he's right there every single point. And the drop shots don't work against him, unless you're Carlos and can pull him off the court with your forehand. It's not going to work. It's not a feasible option anymore.
Yeah. But no, Novak, the thing about Novak is he probably can build the point better than Bublik
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
So his
100%.
drop
Yeah,
shot will probably be more effective
yeah.
than Bublik. But yeah, I think to be honest, for Sinner, I don't know if there's much. I think he should just keep on doing what he does. Is there anything he needs to change against Novak?
Not really. I mean, spot serving's been fantastic. Backhand's been fantastic. Forehand is still top tier. I mean, nothing in his game needs to change. He just needs to play his
Yeah,
regular game and have his regular mental, and he's fine.
yeah. And I'm interested in that new return position too that Sinner's trialing out.
Yeah,
I
yeah. Him and Alcaraz have. Oh yeah, him and Alcaraz have both had new return positions on clay this year. Sinners, I was talking about it before. We saw that from Zverev last year. I feel like it's going to start getting
yeah.
used more and more on the tour as we see it go along.
Yeah, it's something that some of the greatest returners we've seen in the past do. Andy Murray, I believe, did it, and Kei Nishikori. Nishikori was a very good returner. He did it.
Yeah.
He did it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's. I mean, it seems like it's working out really well for Sinner. I mean, he's just running through everyone. So
Yeah, destroying everybody. Yeah.
I guess it's a good idea. Him and his team, they made that change right after Rome. It looks like it's working out well. But do we have anything else for this matchup?
Not really, man. No.
You're picking Sinner in four.
Yeah, center and 4-3. Yeah.
Okay, I'm picking Sinner in four. I think it could be a tight four setter, but I do like Sinner in four. I think Sinner just outlasts Djokovic. But yeah, that's what we have for these previews. We are looking forward to them. We'll be back tomorrow to break down these matches. So don't you worry about that. But yeah,
Like and support our Instagram, Breakpoint Breakdown 1. We have a TikTok as well, also Breakpoint Breakdown 1. And then our YouTube channel, of course, which is what you guys are most likely watching from. Well, TikTok or YouTube. And then, yeah, thank you for all your support. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.